Hi guys, this video is just going to be a quick refresher of what we learned in lesson 6.2 about recursive formulas. You can use it if you need a quick refresher before trying your practice problems for today. Okay, so we learned about recursive formulas and they had two parts. The first part was the first term of the sequence. So we just say what the first term is. And then the second part was a rule to find the next term using previous terms in the sequence. So it's telling you if you're at a term in the sequence, what do you do to get to the next term in that sequence? Okay, so this is in now next form, which is an informal way of writing these, and this is just going to be a bridge between us knowing nothing about recursive formulas and us being able to write them with full math notation. So we're just trying to get the concept, and then we're going to learn the symbols. Okay, so first thing we want to be able to do is take a formula and then generate the sequence. So what sequence does this formula correspond to? And when you're doing that, you can look first at your starting term, so you know right away this is the first term in the sequence. Okay, so we know that the sequence starts at 8. Okay, now we're going to think about how do I go to the next term? And that's where the rule is going to come in. This says to get the next term, we're going to multiply by 2, and then we're going to add 1. So those are instructions or a recipe for generating the next term. So if I'm at 8, to get the next term, I'm going to take 8 and multiply it by 2, and then I'm going to add 1. So you might notice I'm taking 8 and plugging it in for the now, because 8 is our now term. 8 is the current term, and we're using it to get the next. So I can put 8 where I have the now. So 2 times 8 is 16, plus 1 is 17. So the next term in our sequence is 17. Then to get the next term, we're going to do the same thing, except 17 is now our current term. So where I see now in this rule, I'm going to put 17 this time. I multiply 17 by 2, and then I add 1. Okay, 2 times 17 is 34, plus 1 is 35. So the next term in our sequence is 35. And then finally, if we wanted to keep going, we'd keep doing that. So now to get the next term, we'd multiply 35 by 2 and then add 1. 35 times 2 is 70, plus 1 is 71, and you could keep going. So that's how you could generate the whole sequence a term at a time. Okay. Now let's practice starting with a sequence, having a sequence, and then writing the rule or the formula for it. So we know that we always start our recursive formulas with the first term. So that's the first part of our recursive formula. We say start is 44. Then we need our rule for the next term. So I want to know, what is the rule that gets me from 44 to 41 to 38 to 35 and so on? Or what set of instructions can I give to get you from 44 to 41, then to 38, then to 35? And I usually start out by looking, could it be add or subtract? If that doesn't work, then I go to multiply, divide. If that doesn't work, then I look for something else. So let's just see, 44 to 41 is subtract 3. 41 to 38 is also subtract 3. 38 to 35, also subtract 3. So it looks like we're subtracting 3. So to get the next, subtract 3 from the now. So that's exactly what we're going to put here. Next is equal to the now minus 3. And that's it. Okay, hopefully that refreshed your memory a little bit about what we learned yesterday. And you can now go on and try your practice problems.